Welcome to Everyday Cooking with Ann. In today's recipe, I'm going to be sharing how to make blueberry peach cobbler. It's in the middle of the summer right now. By the way, that's our oven. We just went to temperature at 375 degrees, so that's the buzzing you heard. So today, I'm going to show you how to make peach blueberry cobbler. And if you like this recipe, would you please subscribe and or share this recipe with some of your friends, especially during the summer months, if they're going to love having something this easy and delicious to make. Also, I want to make sure you know that the next video up will be our homemade vanilla ice cream recipe. This is what, if you have an ice cream maker, and even if you don't, you should get one because of all the ice cream recipes we will be sharing on this channel. But the homemade vanilla is the best that we have ever had, bar none, and it's easier than most vanilla ice creams that you might find online. So check that out as well. And now let's go ahead and I'm going to show you the ingredients going into our peach cobbler with blueberries. Of course, the main ingredients are the peaches, and I've already cut up 3 peaches here, about a cup of blueberries. We're going to be sprinkling on top of that a little bit of lemon juice and brown sugar. You can have, I've got a half a cup here. If peaches are not very ripe, you can add a little bit more sugar or less sugar. This calls for a quarter to a half a cup. But our peaches you're going to see today are going to be fully ripe and juicy and perfectly ready to put in here. For the topping, the cobbler part of the recipe, we have a cup of sugar, we have a baking powder, salt, and we're going to be sprinkling some cinnamon on top as well. And then we have 1 beaten egg that'll go into the topping that we put on. We're going to be mixing some butter, about a 2/3 cup of butter in it as well. So there we go. That's all the ingredients that go into this recipe. Okay, let me tell you a little bit about the peaches. We got these peaches from Costco and they're really perfect. We've let them sit out for a couple of days now and they're just a little bit, they're just perfectly ripe right now. They're not too hard, so we've let them just get to a little bit softness. I'm going to show you what I do when I peel this peach. I cut right down the center here, and sometimes it will release easily and sometimes it won't. So it's a little bit juicy. So this peach right here isn't releasing as well as my other one. Okay, not knowing for sure what type of peach this is, if it was a Freestone peach, I would slice it all the way around and it would just easily release. Let's see how this one does. My other one's released very easily, so I cut right on where the peach has the little marking, where it shows you half of the peach. Okay, so I've done that, and now it's not releasing very easily. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to peel my peach. If it releases easily, you can take it and just slice it on your board. But right now I'm going to just peel my peach, and then I'm going to, and you can see how juicy it is. I don't want any of this juice to get lost in the process. I just take it and start where I made the cut right here and just start cutting into the peach and let it release into my dish right around the pit. Oh, this is so juicy. I just want to eat this, but we won't. We'll wait till later. When you get good peaches like this, this is the perfect thing. If you're not going to just have peaches and cream in your bowl, which is really a good way to eat it too, this recipe is bar none the summer delight of the season. And I like it even better than peach ice cream, but that's just my preference. So I'm just cutting as much of the peach off the pit as I can right here after doing that. Now what I have in here right now is basically your 4 sliced peaches. The recipe calls for 3 to 4 peaches depending on the size, and my dish is about an 11 by 7 dish, but you could use any other little casserole dish or something like that. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just spread a little bit of lemon juice on top. You can just decide how much. I'm using fresh juice. It just gives it that little bit of added zing and keeps the color really nice. And then you're going to add the blueberries into here. And this is about a cup, so you're going to be just putting the 4 peaches and about a cup of blueberries. Depends on how many you like. These are really plump and beautiful. They're at the height of the season right now, so they're just perfect. Depends on how much you like blueberry. I like it a lot. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to be making the topping that goes on. This can be made either by hand or by a pastry blender, and I just go ahead and I'm adding a half a teaspoon of salt to our mixture, and 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. Okay. I'm going to mix that together right here. And then I'm going to add actually the whole cup of regular granulated white sugar, and that's 1 cup. I'm adding that in here too. See how simple this is. Okay, now I have 2/3 cup of just cube butter, and you can either use a pastry blender if you have it, but I honestly don't really use that much that way. So I like, if you were to use a pastry blender, this is what you would do. Just trying to cut these up into like pea-sized pieces, as if you were going to make a pie crust. Now I'm going to show you what I do if you're just going to use your hands. Okay. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add my brown sugar. Now I'm not going to put the whole 1/2 cup because these peaches are very sweet and juicy. So I'm going to put about half of it, which is about a 1/4 cup. We put that on top of our peaches. I've already put the lemon juice on it. So this is totally a preference thing too, like how much sweetness, how much brown sugar you like. As well as the cinnamon, you can see I use a lot of cinnamon. I don't have a lot left because I make a lot of cinnamon rolls too and things like that. But anyway, you're just going to sprinkle on top how much you like. This gives it that yummy cinnamony brown sugar taste. Okay, and then the last thing you're going to do is add 1 beaten egg to our little mixture. You can see we've got it all mixed in with the butter. I'm going to add that right in here. Just use a fork like I'm using and just incorporate it the best you can until it makes it so it's covering most of the topping. Okay, just 1 second here, and we're going to be putting this on top. This is going to make it a really nice brown topping. Golden brown and crispy. So make sure your ice cream is all ready because this is yummy. It's just pretty much out of the oven. You don't want to melt your ice cream or whipped cream on it, so it'll need to cool a while. But eating this fresh is the way to go. And or you can eat it for breakfast the next day too, which would be great too. Okay, so now I'm just going to take this and I'm going to cover the entire top of our peaches mixture. Okay, like I told you, okay, that looks great. Now I'm going to take it to my oven. I've got it at 375 degrees. Our peach blueberry cobbler has been baking in a 375-degree oven for 35 minutes. The recipe calls for 35 to 40 minutes, but it's totally golden brown. You can see the blueberries bubbling up. I'm going to just show you, I'm going to take a little bit out right here in the corner just to show you what it looks like. It's very hot, not quite ready to serve. It has the peaches down here. There you go. Yummy. Now, I just want to show you this. My husband, who is the ice cream extreme fanatic, said, we're making vanilla ice cream to go with this right now. So as soon as I put this in the oven, we got out our ice cream maker, which I'm not going to show you right now, but we have other videos showing how to make our vanilla ice cream. So this is right out of the ice cream maker. He did it in a half an hour. It took him about 3 minutes to mix it up. He put it in our ice cream maker, which of course does it in about 30 minutes. So in 35 minutes, we brought out the ice cream, we brought out the blueberry cobbler, and we were ready for our treat for the evening. So you want to definitely link this recipe with our vanilla ice cream recipe in the link above.